This is Chapter 1, Personal Financial Planning and Action. I'll be making these videos with every chapter. However, these are just going to be short 10 to 15 minute videos. I still want you to read these chapters, read these packets that will go over every bit of information that you will need for any kind of quizzes, exams, homework. So this is just a quick 10 to 15 minute overview, and I offer a little bit of extra information in these videos. So Chapter 1, Personal Financial Planning and Action, the learning objectives we'll be covering are identifying social and economic influences on personal financial goals and decisions, develop personal financial goals, calculate time value of money situations associated with personal financial decisions. We're just going to touch on time value of money because in this course we'll never make you memorize any kind of formulas or anything. Implement a plan for making personal financial and career decisions. Personal financial planning is the process of managing your money to achieve personal economic satisfaction. Everyone's financial situation is different. However, we want you to gather the information you need in order to make these goals. So advantages of financial planning. You just have better odds for financial success. I mean, there's a lot of specific advantages here, but really, I mean, if you want good odds for financial success, the financial planning is crucial. So life situation and personal values. Some of you may be fresh out of high school. Others may be, you know, in their midlife and already have grown kids. Others may have young kids at home. We're all in a different situation. So your goals will be really largely based on what your life situation looks like. And here's a table that identifies that. So pay attention to this table and identify where exactly on this table you would be in. So there's domestic influences that will influence your financial plans. So economics is a study of how wealth is created and distributed. And moving on to the next page. So there's all kinds of factors out there regarding economics that will influence your financial decisions. So here's a visual detailing how these economic activities affect financial planning. There's also global influences. So things that are happening throughout the entire world that will affect your financial decisions. So inflation is the rise in the general level of prices. I'm sure that you've heard of inflation before, but there's also deflation, which is the decline in prices. And then there's interest rates, which is the cost of money. So there's two different ways you can look at interest rates. It can be so what you're charged when you borrow money, but also what you earn when you save money as well. So types of financial goals. There's short-term goals, intermediate goals, and long-term goals. So short-term would be any of your goals that would happen within the next year or so. Intermediate goals are 2 to 5 years, and long-term goals would be over 5 years. So financial needs goals. So you really need to identify what your needs are. So there's consumable product goals like food, clothing, entertainment, and then there's durable product goals such as appliances, cars, and sporting equipment. And then there's intangible purchase goals. Anything intangible is things you can't touch, like health, education, community service, and leisure. And whenever we're talking about goals, whether it's in financial planning or any other aspect in your life, they need to be SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-based. So a SMART goal that I could have if I wanted to buy a house would be to save $10,000 for a down payment on a house. And I could do this by saving $250 per week for 40 weeks. So that would be a SMART goal because it's specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-based. So opportunity costs are what you give up making a choice. So a way that you can look at any kind of your choices is through opportunity costs. So if we're talking about trying to figure out how you're going to have an hour a day to study now that you're going to college, what could you give up in order to get that hour a day? You could give up an hour of playing video games for an hour of studying. So that would be opportunity costs and a trade-off decision. So it doesn't always have to be a financial cost. It can be any kind of cost. So there's personal opportunity costs, like the example I had with studying, but then there's also financial opportunity costs. Like would you rather hold on to $100 today or invest it and receive $103 a year from now if you earned 3% interest? So those are all financial opportunity costs. Time value of money is an increase in an amount of money as a result of interest earned. So saving today equals more money tomorrow. Spending today is a loss of not only those dollars, but also the interest you could have earned on that money. Now, we're not going to spend any time on the calculations of time value of money. So we'll skip right through there. It is important to know, though, what future value and present value are. Future value is the amount that will be available at a later date. So with that example of $100 now, or you could save it and and get $103 a year from now, 103 would be the future value. And then the present value is the current value of the amount desired in the future. So that $103 as a future value, the present value of that is $100. And again, we're going to skip the calculations. Then an annuity is a series of equal deposits at equal intervals, earning a constant rate. So an example of an annuity is a retirement savings or any other savings goal in which you deposit an equal amount at equal intervals. We already discussed present value. So here is a very important table here, or a flow chart, you could call it, talking about with every dollar that you ever earn, there's 3 things you can do with it. You can spend it, save it, or share it. So every dollar you earn, you either spend, save, or share. So it's a good way to think about that. So when you make a decision to spend $20 on a new pair of shoes, I want you to think of it in a way that when I'm spending this $20, that's giving up the chance to save $20 or giving up the chance to share $20 with the local soup kitchen. So again, it's an opportunity cost. When you're choosing to spend, you're giving up the chance to save or share. So there's a 6-step procedure for financial planning. Determine current financial situation, develop your financial goals, identify your alternative courses of action, evaluate alternatives, create and implement your financial action plan, and then review and revise the financial plan. And here is a visual or a flow chart, you might call it, of those 6 steps. So financial planning information sources. In addition to, it says this book, but we're not using a book, we're using packets. So in addition to these packets, common sources available to help you with financial decisions include the internet, mobile apps. There's all kinds of budgeting apps out there, or bill paying apps. Media sources, newspapers, magazines, videos. I mean, YouTube has a million videos. Financial specialists, financial planners. I have a financial planner that I meet with a couple times a year, and we discuss the plan. And it doesn't cost anything to meet with a financial planner the first time usually. And then all of these things that we talked about are included in this financial planning and action flow chart or table here that I'd like you to take a look at. And then career choice and financial planning. So the life work one selects is key to financial well-being and personal satisfaction. Career choices have risks and opportunity costs. Career choices require periodic reevaluation of trade-offs. Changing personal and social factors requires continuous assessment of your work situation. And that is it for this chapter.